Videos on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. Hey guys, this is Phil from Untitled.com, and those are the duo of Motorola Moto E, the second generation. So those are 2015 Moto E's. They actually had a Moto E. They wasn't exactly updated at the first place because they were delayed to join the series of the Motorola models after Moto X, Moto G, and then there was a Moto E. And finally, they gave an update, and this is a 2015 version of everything probably updated. What we have is a 3G and the LTE variant of both of the versions, and they both come in two different colors, black and white, and they actually have this thing. Instead of detaching the battery cover, you have this part where they are calling the Motorola band, so you can replace these with the different colors. They are coming in blue, green, lime, and different colors. So if you want to personalize your phone, you can do that too. So those are not only different in the radio bands, but the main specs are also different. They share most of the features like the 4.5 inches of a QHD display, or the 2390 milliamps of battery, or a gigabyte of RAM, or a gigabyte of storage. But inside that, the core processor, the CPU for these guys are different. The 3G version comes with the Snapdragon 200, that's a quad-core A7, and the Snapdragon 410 sits within that LTE variant, and this is a big little processor, and the graphics is also different with the Adreno 302 and the 306, so note that, and comes in at different prices as well, $119 and $149. So that $30 more is gonna give you an LTE capability and a lot faster processor. So this is the main screen of the Moto E, and the 4.5 inches of a QHD display. This is actually pretty good. This is bright and accurate in colors. I actually really like what they've done. And the speaker here works for your phone calls or your music playback, and on the right you have a power key, volume rocker, earphone jack, and to the bottom you have a micro USB port along with the camera on here. This is upgraded 5 megapixels camera. Now they finally added up the autofocus. The first generation Moto E lacked the autofocus, and that was kind of a big issue. A camera without the autofocus often lost the focus on the objects that you were trying to take up. And there's a Motorola logo. It doesn't really do anything. It just gives you an easy grip for your finger. And as we mentioned on the first of the video, they're band removable. And it's not only for the decorative options, but it reveals the micro SD card and the micro SIM card slot right there. So you can expand your storage. Moto E also comes in the dual SIM variant. They're not currently selling that in the US, but if you're living elsewhere, you might have a little peek of that too. Here's what a white version looks like. While the black one has that rubber coating on top of it, the white one doesn't, so I guess it's more open for scratches if it's gonna have any. So this is the white one, and the front is also covered in white. Some people might like it, some people might not. I'm not exactly a fan of full white front part because I like the unified black look, but here it is with the white one. Okay, and as you have just seen, the Moto E's actually have this glass. They're called the Motorola, I forgot their name, but when you have your phone left on the desk or a flat surface, when you pick it up, it shows you the time and notification if there is any. Doesn't really work well right now, but for most of the times it works well. I don't think it's trying to listen to me. All right, so let's take a look at the 3G version first. Most of the features they share the same, but it's the speed that differs between the two, but let's focus on the 3G base model. So it comes with the stock Android launcher. This is not exactly the launcher that it comes with, but the stock launcher comes with the Google Now launcher, and you can try that on your phone as well as downloadable on the Google Play Store. And it comes with almost stock Android 5.0 Lollipop. The version right now is 5.0.2. And this is not exactly the latest, but they actually done a great job to work it flawlessly on a Snapdragon 200 devices. Snapdragon 200 is not a fast processor. It's a quad-core A7, Cortex A7 paired up with a gigabyte of RAM, and everything is actually quite smooth. And considering that you are using a 3G network, launching a web page, just Google Chrome loads up pretty fast. And due to the network speed, the loading kind of takes a little while, but a fairly complicated pages, YouTube is not, but fairly complicated pages load up simply fine, and their scrolls fine, and everything is just pretty smooth. From scrolling, you can scroll down there to get the notification bar. Google finally added this quick toggles, and everything is just smooth for a $119 phone. So that's the 3G version of it, and the LTE version and the 3G version has a different processor, as I am continuously mentioning. So the Snapdragon 410 and the Snapdragon 200, the biggest difference comes with the speed, of course, and it's not that the Snapdragon 201 lags. The 3G model doesn't lag, but 4G model, just everything, it does everything simply faster. So just the basic functionalities like the launching the settings and going into basic menus don't really differ, but where it comes with the differences is when you launch a game. So a simple game like Crossy Road, I know this is not exactly a low-spec game. I know, although it looks 2D and flat and everything, I know it's a 3D game that requires resources as much as it does with the other games. But when you launch it, it's going to take a little while. So the LTE version's got a faster load up, and the 3G version loads up here. And I'm going to play a little to show the difference. So let's try it first with the 3G version. So when you play it, the screen kind of lags as you proceed, and when you crash, you just saw a little lag there. And with the LTE version, with the faster processor and most importantly the faster graphics, I'm gonna crash here, and when you crash, it shows less lag. So when you're playing games is when you're gonna notice the biggest differences, and even when you're not, from time to time, most importantly because of the network differences, you'll see the differences in the speed. Okay, that's a little weird. LTE version loaded up slower, but you are gonna notice a little bit of speed differences, but it's just that LTE version is blazingly fast for its price range. It's that LTE version is abnormally fast. It's not the 3G version is any slow for its price range. We were very, very satisfied with both of the versions, but considering that for $30 more that you get a faster processor and better with everything, I think it's worth the $30 extra if you're not exactly absolutely price conscious. So let's focus back on the Moto E itself. The camera is a lot upgraded, and it takes now a pretty decent photo. I was actually quite shocked that Motorola finally has a camera built in, and the sound is actually pretty decent for its price range. It was loud enough, and it produced a great call quality in the same time. And the battery time is another thing that I have to mention, along with the CPU. So with the 3G version, and the screen on time lasts about a 3.5 hours to 4 hours. It's set between that time. And for the LTE version, surprisingly enough, it gave us about a 5 hours to 6 hours of battery life. Maybe it's because of the big little core CPU differences, or maybe because it was connected to LTE only network all the time, because we don't have the 3G network compatible with this guy. But in any way, the LTE version was way better in every single sense than the 3G version. But again, it doesn't mean the 3G version is any bad. So both of the phones are real good for its price range, and for the entry-level smartphone that are a little over $100, we couldn't expect more than that. That were totally satisfactory, and if you're getting any of smartphones in the lower range, those two are very highly suggested. If you can afford that $30 more, definitely go for the LTE one. But the 3G version